reimbursement agreement or something, some vehicle, so that when the other players do come in, that we could start forming some reimbursement for, El Portal or for the two parties that do come in at this time. It looks like the only viable players are Las Palmas and La Jolla Palms, and then reimburse them once El Portal. Even we're getting notices from Sandoval's property over there where they're doing the truck facility that they have to do some improvements as well. So that's kind of the information on that. And by the way, my background is business administration and public administration. I'd love to have that engineering piece because it would help a lot more, but unfortunately I don't have that.
Here's what I also know that I'll share with you. Apparently that beach canal services about 600 acres that are owned by the Abadi family over the Heber area. So, that's hopefully John Pierre on our side as far as giving us some options. And two, hopefully we get Michael Body involved. But here's my last point. I'll be brief. He said that one of the viable options that he would consider is that if the developer pays a certain amount, we can talk about amounts, but if the developer pays something and the city hands that to the IID would bankroll the rest. That was his option. And what I said to him is, we'll make sure Sabrina knows that.
Yeah, write it all up.
And I asked him if she authorized to give it a response. He said no. And I said, well, then, it's just kind of up in the air. But that was his option. So I say that in public because he said that to me. And I want you to take that back now. So maybe your first phone call in the morning will be, we're going to, are you going to follow through on here?
Well, can I respond to that by saying that with his good intentions, just like this decision tonight, it's going to take the majority of that to agree. Let me just clarify something for Carmen. We're paying everything on a per unit basis or at the point of permit issuance that affects staff time, the costs associated with the review and approval of this. We're paying all of that. The only two items in regards to payment for the question of deferral is, again, one, having to do with the sewer lift station upgrade, which you haven't done and are not yet doing, with a clause that says that if you go to bid and you're ready to award a contract, we've got to pay based on what we've done. There's an automatic trigger there. And then number two is the coal road fee, and that coal road is already constructed except for that portion adjacent to this project, which they have to do all by themselves. And that's just simply deferred to the 151st unit so we can make this thing go. Those are the only dollars. So in other words, anything affecting your general fund or the effect of staff time and the cost associated, we're paying all that. Those are the only two items. So there's specific accounts that we don't feel that are affecting what's going on in your situation today in the city.
Ms. Estrada, do you agree
Do I agree?
with what he's saying regarding the sewer upgrade and the coal road fee?
Well, we need the money to do the work. That's your question?
Yeah. That's my question.
When you get finance, maybe for the developer, when you get finance, don't you get finance for the project itself, or is it done on a per unit basis? Because, as I'm understanding, you're requesting it to be triggered by a per unit basis at the time of putting up the bid as to what you built to be able to pay for the sewer.
Well, I don't know if I'm sure I understand your...
The request is that what would trigger the sewer fees to upgrade the lift station would be the putting it out to bid, right, to do the improvements.
That's correct.
And as I heard Mr. DeVoe say, that you would pay the percentage of what's built out at that point.
That is my understanding. At the time the lift station is actually funded, we would pay our proportionate cost.
Full amount proportionate cost?
Full amount proportionate cost.
Full amount proportionate cost. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that, because I understood that you only had 10 units built out, and your percentage was 30%, you'd only pay, 3%
No, I believe the way it states it right now is if the city goes out to bid, we look at how many units have been built, and they pay in 3 phases. If they've already built 50 units, they pay a portion. They don't pay the next portion until they hit the 100th unit, and then they don't pay the next portion until the 150th unit. That's the way it's written, right?
That's the way it's written now?
Yes, that's the way it's written now. So it's not, the triggering event of the city going out to bid is only based on the amount that they have currently constructed. It's not full.
Is that a change that you would be,
I beg your pardon?
would that be a change that you would be amenable to?
I think that that would be acceptable, that at the time it was done, the full amount would be paid.
When is the anticipated date that it will be done?
I beg your pardon?
What is the anticipated date that it would be done? Instead of the time it would be done?
Well, I think
Looking
that's
at
going-
2 years, 1 year,
That
5
would probably be
years?
a question for...
This is the city of Calexico's decision.
I know.
Calling you to the witness stand.
They're trying to get me to sell up here.
So far on that project, next quarter, where you have the White House, Edward Pratt, Pacific Century, David, she. So far, the only money we've collected is Pacific Century. So we need the money from all three developers, or 4 developers, to upgrade the district. So we keep holding out the money, but we'll never have the money, full amount of money to go out to bid, of those repairs.
Can I ask a question, Bob? Aren't those repairs based on the growth in that particular area, and that's what's triggering it?
Yes.
So if none of the units are built, you're not going to upgrade that facility. If these units are being built, and you get to that point where you have to upgrade that facility, you collect the money. That's what it's for. In other words, there's a cause and effect here. And so, if I guess what we're saying is that if it was just Las Palmas that built, and you have some development at the old La Jolla Palms, the Pacific Century project, that may or may not trigger the need of those facilities to be upgraded. But when whatever that trigger is independent, this payment is going to be due, and you've heard the developer rep that he'll pay that. Otherwise, it's not needed, and so there's no impact, I guess, is the point.
Well, what I'm worried is that it has to be 50 or plus. So they can build 49, and they still don't pay. And then they can build 99, and they still don't pay the third payment, the second payment. So I understand what you're saying, but as we go, you can't build the upgrade or replace the lift station halfway. Either you buy the both pumps or 3 pumps at one time. You can't be doing halfway. The whole job, and we can't do that. The more money we give out, the less money we have to build. And with the problem with the budget, if we've been helping with the general fund, we just gave $300,000 in the budget, which you approved, the enterprise department.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. I would make one more comment. If we agree to pay the total cost that we owe when you make the change, what is more acceptable than that? And I would make one other comment too, that these are very tough times, these are tough times for everybody. This project is faced with major performance bonds. Performance bonds now basically require 50% cash instead of a 1.5% or 2% payment, or you can't get them. So we are looking at a lot of cash that we're going to put out to deliver the bonds, because the surety market is so bad that many cities can't sell the bonds for assessment districts or CFDs in today's marketplace. So there is really a need for us to ask